Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all doing well. Once again, Tamashii has just hit us with another set of banger reveals. I cannot say, like, this last week has just been absolutely mind-blowing for me in terms of just all the stuff that they're dropping. And, you know, we've had teases and whatnot for the last year or so, kind of alluding to a lot of this stuff, but at the same time, just seeing it is just incredible. So without further ado, let's just jump straight into this news. I do want to touch back at least on this Zoro real quick. So the King of Hell Zoro, this is what the accessory spread looks like. I didn't mention it before in the video prior, just because, I mean, we didn't know what it looked like, but this is the extra Gear 5 Luffy faceplate you'll be getting with Zoro, which, you know, it doesn't really seem anything super crazy. It's obviously him grinning. It's a, you know, smiling, grinning, whatever you want to say. But, you know, it's not a chase faceplate, in my opinion. If you don't really feel like you need it, then I don't feel like it's that big of a deal. You know what I mean? I was hoping that they would do something a little bit more, I don't want to say unique, but a little bit more like crazy looking. I wanted them to do this grin, but with the red eyes and kind of like a hollowed face a little bit. I think that would have been freaking cool. Kind of like how they, you know, did the mid transforming face and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, I really think that could have been cool. But anyways, you know, it's cool that they included a Luffy face to begin with. Now for the swords, I will just say, I kind of am hoping that these still detach from the blades, the effect parts, because, you know, I believe these are the normal swords from looking at it. And then these are the actual all black, you know, Haki imbued swords. And I think it makes more sense for the effect parts to fit on the imbued swords, if that makes sense. So I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully that's the case. Anyways, moving forward, you can pre-order him and that new undershirt Goku this Friday. Oh yeah, this Friday, I believe, on the 10th. So moving forward, we've got Tony Chopper. Finally, the one that I've been waiting for. I'm really glad that we got the Egghead version. You know, that fits very well with Bonnie and the Egghead Luffy, for those three, and kind of that beginning of the phase with the whole them eating all that food. But this right here is just, it's gonna help us complete the set of Straw Hats, man. Like, we're getting into that cohesive phase of them all being kind of consistent from one arc, not one arc, but at least one part of the series, you know, pre-time skip, all in consistent outfits. This is what we've been waiting for, and I absolutely am just hyped for this and to continue to see more from this line. I really, I'm not a big Frankie guy, but if we're gonna get a Frankie, it's got to be pre-time skip. That's like my favorite design of him. And Nico Robin, like, she's my favorite character, bro. If we don't get Nico Robin in the next year, I'm gonna lose it. But yeah, this line is right now just incredible. Does have things it still needs to work on in terms of articulation in some characters, but, you know, I'm loving what we're getting so far. And touching back on this, we're also going to see it on display at New York Comic Con, and then they're also going to be finally dropping this little, you know, I guess you could call it effect set or display set. They showed it previously, I want to say, at Tamashii Nations Tokyo 2024. It could have been earlier than that, but I'm pretty sure it was last year. That's also when they showed Usopp and Sanji for the first time. And we saw this, you know, we just didn't see all of, obviously, everybody there with the beer mugs, you know, all that stuff. But we saw this display and we all were wondering, like, is it going to come, or are they going to release it? Because that would be really cool to have, you know, a Going Merry kind of display for these guys. And judging by it, it looks like that's what we're going to get. And I'm not sure how expansive it'll be, but so far looking, I mean, this kind of kit looks like it's gonna have, you know, the beer mugs, maybe some extra expressions for everybody, and obviously hands to hold the mugs. So that just pumps me up so much more. And, you know, the greatest thing that they could do here after this is announcing another villain. Particularly Arlong would be great, man. Like, we need him. It's undeniable, we need him. Or at least we need someone like, I don't know. So I forget the names, bro. It's been so long. I haven't watched One Piece in a minute. But let's just say we need more villains from this area of the saga. I don't know. Crocodile. There we go. I don't know why I'm blanking on his name, but we need Crocodile or Arlong, bro. I need one of them. Anyways, we're going to move forward. We're going to touch back on this Yuji. He was previously announced early, unofficially, not by Tamashii, but through Jujutsu Kaisen's official site. And I guess they just had a hiccup there, maybe scheduled it a little too early. Maybe there's some communication issues. I don't know. The information on their site has since been changed. The photo is not there anymore. The name is still there, you know, and the fact that this information was there still, I think, gives credence to the fact that it was never AI. I don't know why people thought that, but it was very available information. It does show here on the Shonen Jump calendar. The difference here is that there was some extra information in terms of pricing and potential release dates. So I did kind of document that here at the day that it happened a week ago. So 8250 yen, not too bad. That's the estimated price according to the site, and estimated release date of March 2026, which is not too far away, you know, 2 months after, I believe, Toji. So, you know, 2.5 months or so in between each release, not too bad. But yeah, so he's been officially announced. More information will come eventually. I'm hoping to see him, you know, have some good accessories, you know, the faceplates. They look good so far, you know, articulation wise, design wise. I know people are kind of questioning this situation here, but it's like we've been saying, bro, like they're taking this route, they're testing it out and seeing how well it does. And I mean, they're going to continue doing what they want to do. They're trying new things. You see them doing it with the Dragon Ball line. This whole get up right here, literally, they've been doing this with the Dragon Ball line, and it's been working to a degree. I mean, the articulation isn't too bad. It's just design wise, it looks probably a little off, right? Because as opposed to just having it fully covered, it looks weird with this exposed piece right here, right? Like this gappage. But you know, we'll see if they continue to adapt and change. I assume they're just, you know, experimenting. But anyways, that's that. Let's move on to the final reveal from tonight. Yeah, more Naruto. I know people have been asking, what happened to Naruto? Where's Naruto? Why is the Naruto line dead? The Naruto line's never dead, bro. Sometimes things just need a break, and you just gotta be patient, because the Naruto line was putting out a banger after banger, like in terms of releases, in my opinion. Like, I can't say I have any releases they've dropped that's just like bad for me. I enjoy most of the figures. I think maybe like the Kid Sasuke, Kid Naruto figures could have been a little bit better. Maybe more so Kid Sasuke, but in terms of just overall in the line, it's been pretty good, like consistent. So it looks like we're going to be getting, I want to say, Final Battle Naruto here, you know, against Sasuke. And if that's the case, it looks like they're kind of pushing us into the final phase of Naruto already. Not that they're not going to jump on anything else at one point, but it does seem like they're going to hit us with maybe some Sage of Six Path Narutos, you know, maybe some Sage of Six Path characters in general, like Madara, Obito, what's her name? Kaguya, you know, the actual freaking alien. Maybe they drop her, I don't know, but the fact that they're jumping to this version of Naruto seemingly is kind of wild. I can't complain, because I really wanted a Sage of Six Paths Naruto since this line started, and it's possible 2026 could be the year we get it, because I will go all in for one. Maybe get like, I don't know, anywhere between 1 and 6 of them, because the display of him having each version of a tailed beast like Rasengan, or tailed beast, is it tailed beast bomb? Or is it tailed beast? I don't remember. Rasengan in each version of a tailed beast. You know what I'm talking about? That one scene. I would love to have that as a display. Like, that's the goal for me with Naruto. But regardless, it's back. We're gonna get more information later today, because, you know, Japan is way ahead of me in terms of the time zone. So somewhere between, I want to say 9 o'clock p.m. PST, we're gonna hear something and probably get the actual render reveal. Anyways, that's pretty much it in terms of news. Let me just click right here just in case and see if they announce anything else, because you never know. All right, that's it. But there is some other stuff, like if you care about the Chainsaw Man stuff, I quite frankly, I haven't even watched the movie, haven't read this part of the manga, so I don't know too much about this character yet. All I know is the bare bones accessories is not doing it for people, but it looks like an okay figure. Even the bomb version of her looks okay. I believe that other Denji that's coming should be soon. But in terms of just overall, this last week has just been stellar. Armored All Might, Marco, you know, I think his name is Kurama from Yu Yu Hakusho. We got Shigaraki. Like, man, we got the new Goku and Vegetas. It's just been absolutely stellar stuff lately, and it could get even better. Think about it. We still have 2 more months. Tamashii Nations Tokyo is usually in November, unless, you know, so for some reason they cancel it. Then we have Jump Festa in December. and we usually get some nice teases that don't really play off until a little later, but we usually get some nice stuff, so you never know. But anyways, I will leave it with that. Check back here later, you know, today, tonight, we'll talk about some more news if anything else pops up. Most likely just going to be that Naruto news, but with New York Comic Con right around here, you know, you're going to probably see a lot more people having photos of the displays and stuff like that. So get ready for a lot of photos, news, and content coming from everywhere. But anyways, I will catch you guys in the next video. Have a good one. Peace.